Hi everyone, it's Kenzie Knox and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be painting this nice little how to paint a winter snow globe painting, and it is on 11 by 14 mixed media paper that's been primed with gesso. So starting off, let's add some titanium white, sap green, hooker's green, light sap green, phthalo green, burnt sienna, and yellow ochre to our palette. So then we're going to grab our size 20 filbert brush, and this is a hog bristle brush, so it likes to make like stroke marks on your canvas, but if you don't have a hog bristle brush, you can just use a regular filbert brush. And we're just going to start off with our phthalo green and sap green and a little yellow ochre over here. We're going to try to keep the outside borders of our canvas darker, so try to use your sap green and phthalo green around the edges of the top 2/3 of the canvas. So as you can see, I'm just going around the border of the canvas using the phthalo green and sap green mixed together. If you don't have phthalo green and you're trying to make it a little bit darker, you can always use a little bit of black. I just try to avoid black if I don't have to use it on my canvas. So once you've filled around the border, we're going to go to the midground, which I'm using my light sap green and some sap green as well as some yellow ochre. And we're just going to mix those all up together just to brighten in the center, to bring our eyes to the center of the canvas, to focus our attention there. That's our main goal. And so just fill that all in with like all these little streak marks. And we're creating a fuzzy background, so as if it's like a Christmas tree in the background with some lights on it. That's the look we're going for, but like a bokeh effect, so it's all blurry. So once you're done painting in the background or the top 2/3 of the canvas, we're going to go ahead and start painting in the bottom portion of our canvas, which will look like a little bit of snow maybe, or like, we want it to look like snow. I don't know why, but I thought that this would be a good idea, but it did come out pretty good, so I was pleased with it. You can go around and add a little yellow ochre here or there to brighten it up, but we're going to add some ultramarine and some black, Mars black to our canvas, and we're going to go back to our large filbert brush, mix up some ultramarine, Mars black, and titanium white, and we're going to fill in this shadowy color. And at first I was just going to put the shadows right here next to our snow globe, but instead I decided to add this into our entire background, and then we'll build up the snow. So go ahead and paint in the bottom third of your canvas with this color. Then we'll build the snow on top of it so that the shadows are already there, and it'll make it a lot easier. Feel free to use a larger size brush if you'd like to. You can use a flat brush, a filbert brush, any brush you're comfortable with. And I'm also using a hog bristle brush, and these brushes are fantastic. I just purchased a set of like 5 or 6 of them. They're small to large, and they're filbert shaped, and they help you create textures on your canvas that you normally cannot create with other paintbrushes like your nylon brushes or your other types of fiber paintbrushes. So if you don't have these, I'd invest in some. They're not very expensive. You can get them for about $20 or so. But anyways, when we're done, we're going to go ahead and pick up some titanium white and add this to our canvas and build up a little bit of snow. So go ahead and add this to the layer of between the green and that snow colored gray blue color that we added, just to separate the two. And then we're also going to just add some snow to the bottom. And since our paint is a little bit of wet, it's blending the two colors together, which is not what we want. We want the white to pop. So we're actually going to come back to this a little bit later. So you can stop at this point, or you can continue if you like the look of the blended color. But I'm going to stop and move on to the next step before continuing forward. So rinse off your brush, go ahead, dip into some titanium white and some Mars black, and we're just going to add that to like the Christmas tree area as if the tree had some snow on it. So we're just going to add some areas in, nothing specific, just add in some blotches here and there, mainly around the top and not the area where the snow globe is going to be. So our snow globe is going to be like in the center of our canvas, so we really don't want any white behind there, because inside the snow globe is where the white and the grays will be for the house that we're going to build and the little trees that we're going to put in there too. So we don't want to compete with the green or the white behind it in the background. We want the green to be completely the background of the snow globe. But don't overdo the white, don't overthink the painting. Just add a little bit of white here. It's almost like whitewashing it almost, but not really. Oh, right there, my green is still wet, so be careful of wet paint. If you do get a mixture of white and green, that's okay, just go over it later. We just want the white to sit on top of the green. We don't want them to blend. And so I'm just doing random streaks of white everywhere, basically. It's supposed to be fuzzy, blurry, not really defined. So just keep that in mind when you're painting this in. And you can see the center, there's like an area where there's barely any white. And so once you're happy with this, go ahead and rinse out your brush. And we're going to switch over to our size 2 flat brush. This is a small little brush, so it's easy to use and maneuver. If you want to use a round brush, you can use that too, that's fine. We're going to take some white, titanium white, and some black with a little bit of ultramarine blue. We're going to mix that together to create a grayish shade, a cool gray shade. And we're going to start painting the bottom of our snow globe. So go to the center of your canvas, and based on the size of your canvas, you can create a snow globe that fits proportionally wise to your canvas. I tend to go on the smaller side and then build it upwards. So I'm doing the round bottom part of the snow globe where the little glass part, the round ball, will sit on top of this. So just think about how big you want your snow globe to be. And since this will be the center of our focus, I kind of want mine to be on the medium to large size, so it takes up quite a bit of the canvas space, but not overwhelmingly so. So just paint in, I did like 2 little edges, I guess you could say, and then I'm going down in a sort of triangular shape, so getting narrow at the top and wider at the base, and creating that in a roundish shape at the bottom as well. And once you've defined your shape and you're happy with it, go ahead and just fill it in with that gray color that we created. And make sure this gray shade is darker than the shadow layer of the snow below it. So next we're going to take some titanium white and create some shine, I guess you could call it, the ring of light around it that will be reflecting off of the snow globe. So we want the snow globe base to be shiny as well. So I'm just taking some titanium white and creating a shine on that first little decorative bump, and then the second decorative bump, I guess you could call it. And since looking at my shape, it's obviously not matching, so I went back and adjusted my base of my little snow globe to make it look more aesthetically pleasing, I guess you would call it. And we're going to go over the base of the snow globe with a little bit of that snowy, fluffy stuff. So it doesn't need to be perfect, so don't worry too much about that. And then we're going to go back into our snow globe base and create a little shine to that too, just lightening it up a bit. Keeping this edges dark. The center we want a little bit lighter in gray shade. And so just follow me along as I paint in the base of the snow globe. So now we're going to take our size 2 flat brush with some titanium white on it, and we're going to paint in this circular top part of the snow globe. And so you can use a round brush if you're more comfortable with that. You can trace an object that's circular if you're more comfortable with that, or you can just freehand it like I'm doing. And we're just going to make a little circle up here, and don't worry, we can fix it if you mess up. I'm painting mine in a bit thicker than I'd like, but I'm going to go in afterwards and just fix that, and you can watch as I fix my snow globe, and you can adjust yours as needed as well. So do not worry about making it perfect. This is just a painting. It's not supposed to be perfect. Those little imperfections make characteristics that in the end come out excellent. So don't be too weary about this. So once I've got my circle in and I'm happy with it, we can move on to the next step, which will be painting in the objects in the snow globe itself. So we're just going to add a little bit more white to the bottom of the snow globe. So this is just where our house and trees are going to sit. And so now we're going to add some luminous yellow and luminous lemon, or yellow warm and yellow cool, to our palette, and grab our size 10 filbert brush. And we're going to take some luminous yellow warm and titanium white and mix that together and add a little bit of that yellow cool as well to that. And we're going to start making these circular little shapes in the background. So these might be like little lights that are glowing in the background, or little twinkles that catch your eye, or something of that sort. So I'm just taking my brush and basically twisting it around so it forms a circle. And these can be different sizes and in different spaces. You can add as many or as little as you'd like. It's up to the painter. So I just added a few of these here and there, some smaller ones, some larger ones, and then once I was happy with that, we can begin on painting in some more detailed stuff. So about at this point I'm satisfied with the twinkles, so I'm rinsing off my brush, and now I'm going to grab some sap green, and I'm going to go around my snow globe and narrow out that outlining layer or of white, of titanium white, to make that very thin. We want a little thin circular line. And so if you've messed up on your globe with the white, the titanium white, you can just go over it once it dries with some sap green and just fix up any errors you made, and then just blend it out a bit. Not to make it lighter, but just to match the streaky look in the back. And then once you've fixed the globe shape that to something that you're comfortable with or happy with, I'm going to go ahead and take that sap green and fill on the inside of the globe as well, so that we begin with a dark background. This is just to remove any of the white that we added accidentally to the globe area. This will allow for a higher contrast when we paint in our little details in the painting. So now I'm just taking a little bit of gray and adding it to the base around, leaving a little bit of that white for the globe, for the glass look, and then we're just adding a little bit of dark for a reflection of the base, and also for some shadowing of the snow. So now I'm going to grab my size 2 flat brush, and I'm going to dip into some Mars black, some titanium white, and create a medium shade gray or medium to light shade gray. And we're going to start painting in our little house figure. So starting off with a triangle at the top, and then your square at the bottom. A very standard house shape. Nothing too special, nothing too detailed. This is just a standard little house that we're making. So fill that in, then draw on the roof line along the top, then another diagonal going down, and then a straight line going down to finish off the house. So this house, it has a slight angle going backwards, but it'll be covered in snow and some bushes, so it doesn't have to be perfect, so don't worry about that. But fill in the main front of the house. Then back to our size 2 filbert brush. I believe it's a 2 or 4. We're going to take that gray color, and we're going to add in a little tree right over here. That's a little taller than the house itself, and you can make this these trees, you can do any size that you'd like. You could make them taller, thicker, thinner, shorter. It's really up to you. We'll do black trees, gray trees, and even some white stuff, some white trees too. So I'm going to add another gray tree over here that goes all the way to the top and comes down. I'm still using that filbert brush and tapping that in. Usually I would use a fan brush, but in this case, these trees are so small, it's much easier to use a filbert brush. This is another method that you can use to make any sort of evergreen tree that you're trying to make. So even if you're making a large evergreen tree, you could make one using this, using a filbert brush, a larger filbert brush. So now going in with just straight Mars black, I'm going to create a little tree over here on the side, on the left, and then I'm going to create another little tree over here on the right side. And then I'm going to take some titanium white after I rinse off my brush, and I'm going to fill in the rooftop so that there's snow on the rooftop. And don't forget about the ledge on the right side. I'm going to just tap in some snow so that it looks like it's just snow that's just sitting there, and it's layered and fluffy. And then I'm going to go back to that gray shade, and we're going to tap in, or not tap in, paint in a little tower sort of figure. So this will be more like a steeple or a chapel of some sort, and then we're going to take some titanium white and build up the top of the tower so that it's snow covered. This is the rooftop, and then we're going to take some titanium white, some Mars black, create a darker shade of gray, and we're just going to edge out the side of the house, shadowing this side of the house over here, because our light will be coming from the front, or the, the front, or the front right side. And so we're also going to shadow in our tower so it looks more three-dimensional. So draw a line kind of centered down the tower, and then shade in the left side. Switching over to our size 0 round brush, we're going to go ahead and get that wet, tap off the drips, and pick up some black. And we're going to start drawing in some details on this chapel or house or steeple or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to draw in some windows. So 2 windows over here, and then a window over here up top that's circular, and then a door right over here in the center that's rounded. And you can draw these details in however you'd prefer. So they can be square, they can be oval, they can be circular, they can be half circular, they can be whatever you'd like. Then we're going to go ahead and fill in the windows with some luminous yellow and titanium white. And I know this doesn't show up much right away, but we'll do layers over this to make it show even brighter. So switching back to our size 4 filbert brush, or hog hair brush, we're going to go ahead and tap into some titanium white and build up some snow mounds around the steeple. And then we're just going to add some gray in there too. So grab some gray, and we're just going to shadow in some areas. Rinse off your brush. Go ahead and grab some more titanium white and add some more white. Building up that snow layer. Making it look like mounds of snow all around. And then once we're done with that, go ahead and rinse off your brush, tap into some Mars Black, and we're going to make some little evergreen trees around this little steeple. So one right here, just plop one in, and then one over here, just plop another one in, about the same height, maybe a little shorter. However tall or short you will like it. And then we're going to add some little bushes in front of the, or on the side of the little steeple, and in the front of it. So just tap this in, just taps and dabs here. Taps and dabs go a long way. Then rinse off your brush, grab some titanium white, and we're just going to add some snow caps to these bushes and trees, just a little bit. Make sure you don't cover the whole thing. We want to be able to see those trees in the background, so we're just going to add some to this other tree over here, and even the gray trees as well. Those will be covered in snow too. So keep adding snow until you're satisfied, making sure that you don't add too much snow and lose that contrast. Go ahead and rinse off your brush. Now we're going to tap into some of that luminous yellow again and luminous lemon, and we're just going to highlight the windows. And we're going to draw in a little window here with our round brush, just grabbing some Mars Black and painting in a window and then filling it in with that luminous yellow color. Then we're going to take our round brush and grab some Mars Black and paint in some window trim, so just some crosshairs here and there, just a line down the door, and then some horizontal lines afterwards. And then another crosshair here. And then we're going to take some Mars Black and add in another window right here, followed by another one right here. So 2 extra windows in the front. And then we'll fill those in with the luminous yellow color. Just some taps and dabs, and then try to draw in our crosshairs too, or fix up the window trim. Grabbing some titanium white, we're just going to paint in the roof again, build that in with our size 4 filbert brush. Tap, 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 taps and dabs, create like mounds of snow on the roof sort of look. And on the ground again, just tap some more snow in. Then we're going to grab some ultramarine blue and some titanium white to create a light blue shade that's nice and cool in color. And we're just going to tap in some shadows below the bushes that we created and around the trees too, just to create some shadow areas. And down below where the gray areas are as well. Add some shadows there too. Bringing a little color into our snow globe, if you will. Then add some more white to create some highlighted mounds again. We really want those to stick out, so we need to create layers of white in order to do this. Then we're going to grab some of that luminous yellow and luminous lemon color and add in some highlights to the snowbanks where the light would be reflecting off of them. And even on some of the trees and the bushes too. Don't forget about those. And rinsing off our brush and grabbing some Mars Black, I'm just going to extend this tree up a bit. I just felt like it was a little too small and I just wanted a little bigger tree over here. So adding some black to that tree, then adding some white to highlight it a bit, and I highlighted it a little bit too much, so I went back in with some black just to add some more contrast to that tree. Go ahead and rinse out your brush, grab some Mars Black with your round brush, and we're just going to add those little crosshairs to the window, that little detail of window trim. Take your time when doing this. And we're going to take some luminous yellow and just add a little dot to that window just to fix it up real quick. Then rinse off our brush, grab some titanium white, and just touch up on the top of the tower as well. Touch up whatever you feel like needs touching up at this point. You can add a little gray to that side of the tower just to shadow it up a bit. Then we're going to go ahead and take some titanium white, fix in the top part of our little globe, and also add in part of the sheen or the glowy area, or the shiny area, I guess you can say. We don't want this really opaque. We kind of want it transparent in color, so make sure you drag it out with a little bit of water before you're putting this on. And just follow me as I make these little areas of white. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix up some Mars Black, or grab some Mars Black with our round brush and go around the white of the snow globe, and this is going to make the snow globe stand out a little bit better, and it adds a shadow to the round area, and it makes it just look more glassy like in appearance. And you can add this to water drops as well too. This is a great method to use if you're making something that looks like a water drop, or looks like water in general, or glass too. So we go all the way around the globe. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some Mars Black to the bottom of, or to where the stand is, to the shadowy areas of the stand. So right around this little bumpy area, and then under the globe itself, we're going to add a shadow there. And then we're going to take some more Mars Black and just fix up this area a little bit. And then underneath the second bumpy area where there'll be another shadow, we'll add some more black there too. And you can make this as perfect or not as perfect as you'd like. I'm just doing little touch-ups here and there. And then around the base of the snow globe itself. And then we're going to add in the highlights. So grabbing some titanium white, we're just going to go around the sides where it's going to be nice and bright and highlighted. So just outline the snow globe with the white on the sides. And then we're going to take some white and scumble it up a portion of the right side of the bottom of the snow globe. And also the portion on the left side of the snow globe as well. We're just going to scumble some white up there too, and that's going to add to the shiny look of the snow globe to make it look more round in shape. Then we're going to take some black, and we're just going to lightly scumble some of that up there, some watery black, some watered down black. Make sure it's not opaque-y black. We just want to darken in this area just a little bit, but we don't want it to be completely black. And then we're going to do a little line over here, and add a little more line over here, adding some shadows. Scumble in a little black on that side, and scumble a little black on this side as well. Just follow me in my process of painting. I promise it'll come out good. I'm just adding some more shadows again, going over your shadowed areas until you're pleased with it. Then we're going to take some titanium white and go a little bit around our snow globe again just to define some areas. And then on the inside of the of the black little round area that we did at the bottom of the snow globe, and then a little on the top part of the snow globe as well, we're just going to add some white on the other side of the black line that we created. And this will really make our snow globe look like it's a glass enclosure. Then we're going to highlight the little bumps of the snow globe again, more so on the right side, but also on the left side. Then going over that scumbled area of white again, we're just going to scumble some paint over there on the right side of the base of the snow globe. And then we're going to switch over to our size 20 filbert brush, our hog bristle brush, and we're going to start tapping into some white and add some snowflakes for the snow globe itself, as if they're falling down. You know, like when you flip the snow globe and all the little white flakes fall down, that's what we're trying to create. So I'm just dabbing in some white. Then I'm going to take my round brush and define some more white flakes just around anywhere that you think you would need them. However, since most of this painting is white, you should mainly focus around the gray and black areas of the painting. That way that they stand out a little bit better. A little goes a long way, just remember that, so you don't have to go crazy with this. Just add a little dot here or there. And then back to our large filbert brush, and we're just going to tap in some fluffy snow areas down at the base of the painting. So we're going to go around that little area between the green and the gray layer, and then we're going to leave a little space for like shadow, I guess you could say, and then just tap in some snow everywhere else. So in front of the snow globe base, and to the sides of it, and beneath it, just building up some fluffy snow-like look. And you can continue this until you're satisfied. You will need to build up layers the more lighter that you want the white to be, so just keep that in mind. And then grabbing our round brush again with some titanium white, we're just going to highlight a few more areas of the snow globe. So right around the shadowed areas that we created, we're going to add some highlights. Grabbing some white and some luminous yellow. We're going to go back over these little shiny dots that we created in the background just to make them a little bit brighter in color so that they stand out a little bit better and they look more illuminated, I guess you could say, so they look like little lights in the background. And that's about it. So other than that, just add a little crosshair for that little window in our little steeple there. Add some more yellow dots to the windows just to highlight them a bit more, and you can add them to all the windows just to make them look more luminous in color. And I'm just tapping in some dabs here. I'm not repainting in anything, I'm just dabbing in some color. You can see how much brighter that already is. Then adding a little bit more shine to the sides of the snow globe to make it stand out a bit more. And that about wraps up our painting. So I hope you're super happy with this painting. I know I am. I hope you had lots of fun and you learned a thing or two along the way. Please remember to like this video and to subscribe to my YouTube channel for upcoming videos. So until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye!